What if you could transform from a shy person or a socially anxious person to a confident person? And it wasn't an act, it wasn't some pretend persona you were putting on, but it was actually who you are in the world. I'm talking about a total identity shift for you. If you're interested in that, if you want to know the one biggest secret that I have to rapidly make that possible, watch this episode. Welcome to another episode of The Art of Extraordinary Confidence. I'm your host, Dr. Aziz, and this is the show for you if you want to maximize your confidence in every area of your life that matters. And if you're serious about maximizing your confidence, hit subscribe so you'll be able to get the videos as they come out. You won't miss one, because the more of this that you watch, the more of this that you study, the more your life will transform. Because there's one thing I keep saying again and again, which is that confidence is a skill. Another way to say it that I like to say it is that confidence is a discipline. If something that you practice it, if you study it and you learn it and you do it, you will develop it. And that's right in line with the topic of today's video, which is all about how to transform your identity from a shy or anxious person to a confident person. And what I mean by identity shift is your identity is how you see yourself. Whether you see yourself as confident or shy, attractive or unattractive, successful or not successful, capable or not capable in any area of your life, whether it's fixing your car or at work or public speaking. You know, your identity is very thorough. It's all about how you see yourself. And some people call this your self-image. And in the case of shyness or social anxiety, if you've been living a certain way a long time, your identity says, that's who I am. And that's just what's possible for me. Especially if I've lived this way for 20 years or 3 years or even 6 months, our identity can start to form. This is who I am. And here's the thing about your identity. Reality around you out there conforms to the identity that you have in here. So important, I'm going to say it again. Reality out there conforms to the identity that you have for yourself in here. And so what happens is we move through the world and we keep reinforcing our identity. So let's talk about this with shyness and social anxiety. If your identity is, I'm a shy person, or I'm a socially anxious person, or I have social anxiety, it's this thing that's like this, it's like this thing that's attached to me, it's part of who I am forever. Then, when you walk into a situation, how are you going to behave? Shyly, socially anxiously, right? Because that's your identity. And I know this because that was my identity for 10 years. So you walk into a situation, so just give this illustration here. Someone, not you, not me, but someone out there, hypothetical person, says, yeah, I got shyness, I have social anxiety disorder, and they walk into a social mixer party event, you know, whether it's for business, networking, or social kind of just fun, frivolity, if you will. How is that person going to behave? What are the first things that pop into your mind? What are the images that come to your head as I ask you that? That person who identifies, I have shyness, I have social anxiety, how are they going to behave? Are they going to just walk up to people and start talking with them? No, right? They're going to kind of cling to the outside. Maybe they'll walk to the bar. Maybe they'll pull out their cell phone. Maybe they'll kind of look down, right? You get an image in your mind of what they're going to act like. And that's how I acted for a long time, for many, 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 many years. And then I realized that something else was possible. And you probably do too. And maybe you're actively working on it. And if so, kudos to you. You know, share below in the comments what your story is, what your journey is, because that's awesome, and that inspires others. But here's the thing. We must shift our identity if we want to change things. You might say, well, geez, shift my identity. How do I do that? I'm going to sum it up to you in one simple phrase. You ready? When you consistently speak up in groups, you become the kind of person who speaks up in groups. When you consistently approach people to start conversations, you become the kind of person who consistently approaches people and starts conversations. When you approach someone you're attracted to consistently, you become the kind of person who can approach someone you're attracted to. And on and on and on. I could go on with 1,000 examples, but I think you get the point here. Do you see the language of that? When you consistently do blank, consistently, it's important there, you become the kind of person who does blank. I am the kind of person that can easily talk on a video camera. I am the kind of person who can speak confidently in front of a group of people. Just gave a toast at my brother's wedding recently. It was awesome. It was fun. it was fun because I went into it knowing, oh, this is going to be good, and I know how to hook everyone's attention in the first 10 seconds and then deliver a very heartfelt message that's going to feel like a really loving gesture. That's something I can give to my brother on this day. On this day, the day of his wedding. And it felt awesome because I'm that kind of person. Why? From consistently doing it. So if you want to become, what are the things that you want to be able to do? The confident version of you, what can he or she do? What is it? What comes to your mind right now? The most confident. If you had unstoppable confidence, what are the kind of things that you want to be able to do? You probably have a list right now in your mind of at least 3, maybe 5, maybe 10. I don't know. It's a great list to come up with. If I were 100, in fact, that's one of the first questions I ask anyone when I get on the phone to them and they're interested in my mastermind program or something. I'll say, great. If you had total confidence in yourself, what would you be doing? How would your life be different? And I want to see how accessible is that vision for them. Because without a vision, we perish, right? We're not going to be able to get to where we want to go. So what is the most confident version of you able to do? And then we consistently do those things. You must risk your way into a new identity. Because each of those things on your list might feel like a risk for you. It's, I got to put myself out there. Oh my God, they could reject me. It could be uncomfortable. You must risk your way to a new identity. That's how you transform. That's how you convert all of this shyness, social anxiety identity into a confident identity. It's the only way. Now, you might say, well, I can't. How do I get myself to do that? Check out last week's video, which was 3 tips on how to overcome shyness and social anxiety. In there, I talk about the 3 biggest things that you need to do to be able to make those changes. So go back and watch that one if you haven't. And action is the key. Step up. Find the courage. And there's tons of resources. My book, The Art of Extraordinary Confidence, as well as my program, Confidence Unleashed. Both of those are real good at helping you generate courage fast and remove the stories and fears and self-doubts and just get in there and get into action. There's tons of resources. There is no excuse. If you want to transform this, you can. The only thing that's going to stop you is doubt. Or as I like to say, the only demon is doubt. And in fact, that's so important. In next week's video, we're going to talk all about doubt, how to defeat doubt, how to destroy doubt, because that's the only thing that's really stopping you. So, subscribe, like this video, share your comments below, and until we speak again, may you have the courage to be who you are and to know on a deep level that you're awesome.